Greetings, Royal Family. It's your girl, Royal B, back with another video. You read the title, Braxton's Family Values, Season 6, Episode 20-something or other. Here are my thoughts on this recent episode. Before I go in, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay? Now that that's out the way, let's get into it. All right. This episode was, it was fun. Didn't give too much drama. But the episode opens up with Tawanda and Trina acting like they were shopping. They were going around the store. The checkout boy was kind of shuffling, pushing things around. I guess they had to get that scene. The producers had to get that scene. They were talking about Birdman. Yeah, from the last episode, Birdman showed up on stage at Toni's show. So they were talking about it. They were kind of like confused because they still don't know what's going on with Toni and Birdman. None of us know what's going on with Toni and Birdman. Quite frankly, I think it's a storyline. I'm here for it. If you like it, I love it, Toni. So they were basically saying, the sisters were basically saying, did you know that Birdman was going to come on stage? The other one said, did you know that Birdman was going to come on stage? They didn't know. Trina didn't seem flattered. She seemed over it. They go into talking about Vaughn. Trina expressed that, Vaughn is feeling some type of way because Trina is still mourning the loss of Gabe, which is her ex-husband. And I can understand where Gabe is coming from. I can't relate, but I can kind of understand. I don't think he means any harm. I think it's just kind of maybe intimidating because he's trying to build something with Trina. He wants to marry her. He sees her as a woman that he wants to spend the rest of his life with, introduced her to his mother and his aunt. And it's kind of like he kind of has to compete with the death of Gabe. No harm in that. It seems like a genuine feeling. A little bit of a roadblock, but I think they'll get past it. Moving along, the next scene, we see Wanda. Okay, we see Mama E, and we see Traci assisting Toni with getting ready for her Grammy appearance. So Toni was nominated for 4 Grammys. So the girls showed up and took advantage of all the perks of being Toni Braxton's sister and daughter. And Toni pulls out this purple sheer glittery sequiny ensemble, and Mama Evelyn was a little bit taken aback because she did say that Toni is a woman of a particular age, and she said that she hopes that Toni is going to be wearing panties, for God's sakes. And Toni, listen to your mama, because we definitely don't need your box dropping out here in these streets and rolling down anybody's red carpet, okay? I did notice that they blurred out Toni's areola. It's Toni, girl. I mean, you fly and everything, sis, but auntie, not even sis. You fly, auntie, but blocking out your areolas, I don't know. She looked good, though. The dress was stunning. I thought it was great. The sisters and Miss Evelyn had a good time kind of helping her get prepped and ready for her Grammy appearance and her red carpet appearance. Toni gets in the car, and she's on the phone with Birdman. He's really starting to irritate me. I'm going to keep it so real. He's starting to irritate me because he was supposed to accompany Toni to the Grammys and, appear on the red carpet with her as her date. And because his pants weren't hemmed or some ridiculous excuse, he wasn't ready. So Toni decided that she was going to go along without him. She wasn't going to check on him. He's a grown man. She kind of was given excuses. Oh, he's always late for everything. Toni, he's a grown man. He's looking AARP around, he's around the corner from AARP Avenue, okay? He doesn't need you making excuses for him. And that kind of irritated me because I feel like if he really wanted to show up and be there for her, for a day like this, Toni has been in the game for a long time. She came out in the early 90s. To see her still working, still looking good, still showing up and serving the girls, there's something to be said about that. So bravo, Miss Toni. I'm a fan. But Birdman, you're supposed to be her man. You want to marry her. You love her so much. Really, your pants were getting hemmed? Whatever. Toni, you can make excuses for this man if you want to. He's your man, so you go right on ahead. So he didn't appear on the red carpet with her. He wasn't at the Grammys with her all over a pair of hemmed pants. Yeah, whatever. If he wanted to go, he would have been there. Moving along, they didn't show any footage from the red carpet. I can understand why. Toni had a post-Grammy party, little gathering that she wanted to have with her family and Birdman to celebrate, her nomination. She didn't win, but Toni has like 7 Grammys under her belt. So there's kudos to you for that. So she gets there and nobody's there. Like they look like they had like a reserve section, and she showed up and no one was there. See, that's strike 2, Birdman. You should have been there. You weren't at the Grammys with her or on the red carpet with her. You should have been the first one there with some roses and some chocolates or something, congratulating your girl, your soon-to-be wife, allegedly. So no one was there. You see Toni kind of making light of the situation, having drinks, kind of dancing with herself. I thought that was real cute. She can be fun at times. You see Tawanda's the first one to show up. And then everybody else starts strolling in. Traci showed up. Tamar is away at filming Big Brother. Trina wasn't there because I think Trina was under the weather. So Tawanda strolls in with her man Sean. Then Mama Evelyn comes in. Traci comes in. And Birdman comes in. Like, you're not even the first to arrive, Birdman. Not a good look. So this is where things got a little bit interesting. So they're all sitting around. They're talking. Even though Toni didn't win the Grammy, they're still not even consoling her, but still celebrating her, just having a good old family time. And Traci decides to just, in conversation, just say, it's okay to let your guard down, Birdman, for the woman that you love. It's okay to be a little bit soft. He immediately gets like defensive and starts to buck up and all this machismo. Why I gotta be soft for my woman? Why I got to let my guard down? He's looking down through his glasses. And I mean, royal family, tell me, was all of that warranted? I mean, yes, people should mind their business. I get it. But Traci is Toni's sister. When Traci made the comment, Toni didn't get involved. She didn't say anything. She stayed out. She stayed quiet pretty much. And I don't think that Traci's tone, I don't think her delivery, I don't think her personality, I don't think anything warranted him getting so defensive. But then again, you can say something to someone and have every intention of being, positive and, have good intentions, but how they receive it is how they receive it. But I just thought that he kind of embarrassed himself. He showed that he was very childish. Am I overreacting, royal family? Tell me what you thought. Get down in the comments and let me know. What also turned me off was the use of profanity, his use of profanity in the presence of Miss Evelyn. Now, I know Miss Evelyn said that she loves him like a son. He's a gentleman. Yeah, that's all good and fine, but you're still in the presence of an elder, and I understand everybody expresses their self differently, but you couldn't have a little bit of decorum and a little bit of self-control to not use profane language in the presence of the mother of the woman that you say you love. I don't know. A lot of red flags going off for me. So after that dinner, they hugged it out. I think Traci and Birdman hugged it out, and Toni was kind of like, making excuses in her little confessional, like, oh, that's just how Traci and Brian, they play with each other. There you go again, Toni, making excuses for this man. Yeah, I understand. You got to milk this storyline to the end of the season, but it's not cute. It really isn't cute. That's just my opinion. Moving along, next scene, you see Trina and Toni. They meet up because Trina wasn't at after the post-Grammy party. So Trina's trying to get all the tea. Trina's trying to find out what happened, what's going on, why did Traci and Birdman get into it. Toni is being real vague and glazing over the issue. She's playing with makeup. She's not giving her any tea whatsoever. Trina got nowhere. Trina, you might as well call Tawanda and find out exactly what went down if she didn't already prior to this meeting. So, I fast forwarded through that. What happened next? I think, okay, Vaughn meets up with Mama Evelyn, and Vaughn is so cute. He decided that he wanted to ask Mama Evelyn an important question. So, he met up with her for lunch or what have you, and he says to her, he wants her blessing to basically propose to Trina. I thought that was extremely honorable. I thought it was respectful. I thought it was sweet because he was looking down, and you can tell he was a little bit nervous. And Mama Evelyn seems to like Vaughn. I do too. And she did thank him for loving her daughter and accepting her daughter and sticking it out with her through these hard times. Mama Evelyn said, Vaughn, I know this has to be hard for you. And she's referencing the passing of Gabe and him having to kind of deal with that. Of course, she gives her blessing, which I was glad to hear. He was kissing up to Mama Evelyn. Mama Evelyn loves that. Whether you believe it or not, everybody kind of wants somebody to kind of kiss up to them. Some people. But she loved that. But I think she genuinely likes Vaughn because Vaughn shows himself to be a very mature man, and he loves Trina. I could tell that he loves Trina, and he just wants to do the right thing. He really wants to do the right thing. Vaughn then goes into telling Mama Evelyn, I'm thinking about moving to Georgia, but I think I want to live in separate households. Mama E was taken aback by that. She thought that was ridiculous. Here's the thing, right? I can understand what Vaughn is trying to say. I think I can understand what he's trying to say. Like, Gabe just recently passed. Trina lives with her boys, and her sons already went through a huge adjustment, losing the only father that they know. And for him to just come in at this time might kind of make them a little bit unstable or whatever he thinks. I think that he's trying to be respectful. But on the flip side of that, I also think that Vaughn is a little bit hesitant about moving in with Trina as well because he himself may have some sort of reservations. I wish that he would just say that instead of just making it seem as though it's just all about the boys, all about the boys. I could be wrong. What do you think? I'm not against that, honestly. After they get married, they could still live in separate households. You got to do what works for you, not what everyone tells you to do. I'm sure that there's plenty of people who live in separate households and are married or, engaged or what have you. It happens, it happens. So if that works for him, then I don't know. They kind of have to discuss that. I think that Vaughn is willing to compromise, though. He seems very reasonable, rational. And I think that once Trina I think once they work through it and they talk about it a little bit more and they kind of grieve together as far as the loss of Gabe, and I don't want to say get over it, but I guess adjust to Gabe not being here any longer. Once Trina and the boys adjust to Gabe no longer being here, maybe that'll just kind of open up, a pathway for Vaughn and Trina to kind of work that out. Because I see that that's an issue with Vaughn, and I see that obviously it's an issue with Trina because she's still mourning. So I don't know. We'll see. Mama Evelyn wasn't having it, though. She thought that was ridiculous. Why are you going to live in separate households? Trina expressed also that why would we split, two sets of bills between two households? So I don't know, Vaughn, I think you need to be a little bit more forthcoming and honest as to what it is really that's kind of preventing you from moving in. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the engagement goes. What took place after that? Tawanda went on her date with her man, Sean. They discussed Tawanda moving out to the West Coast because Tawanda and her kids reside in the East Coast, and her man Sean reside in the West Coast. So Sean wants to meet the kids, and Tawanda went into saying that their father hasn't seen them in 7 months. Andre, I was never a fan of Andre. Tawanda strikes me as the type of woman that would be better paired with an alpha male, and Andre was like a beta male. He really turned me off, totally turned me off, and I'm glad to see that, Tawanda's happy. Trina's happy. Tamar and her man appear to be happy. They move on to Tamar's surprise party because Tamar won Big Brother, and the sisters are there with the exception of Toni, Trina, and Traci. So I guess it was just Tawanda there. Mama Evelyn was there. Tawanda and her man was there. So Logan was there and Tamar's man. So, they surprised her. They had food. They had a seafood boil, which is Tamar's favorite. And, up until that point, I said to myself, this episode, I mean, it wasn't really given too much. It was cute, it was fun, but why does it seem very like the temperament of the episode was very like chill and laid back? And then it hit me because Tamar wasn't in the majority of the episode. Anyway, Tamar starts talking about how it was for her in the Big Brother household, how she ran into Candy. She didn't know, because none of the contestants know who was going to be in the house with them. So she saw that Candy was there, Candy Burris was there, and she said that she thought that she, she got a little nervous, basically, to say the least. If you watch Big Brother, you see that they had their times where they kind of bickered and then they kind of solved their issues or what have you. Tamar goes into her usual spiel about, it taught me so much, this experience, I've changed, I feel so much mature, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Tamar gives that same speech every single time there's an issue or a situation or she has to do something. So congratulations to her for winning. That was cool. And as far as Tamar, you being a changed woman, being in the Big Brother house, girl, bye. You are who you are. People can either accept it or not. And Tawanda said that she was very proud of her. Tawanda played a trick on her, telling her that Toni eloped. Mama Evelyn played along. It was cute. Everybody else played along. And she also told Tamar that she herself, Tawanda, got married to Sean. So before the episode ended, Tawanda, basically said, oops, I forgot to tell, Tamar that this was all a joke. She'll find out. Now with this episode, I thought that this was going to be the episode where Traci kind of blacks out and, attempts to reach out and touch Tamar. But I got gooped. So maybe that'll be next episode. I like this episode. It was cute. I love seeing the sisters, happy. I love seeing, Wanda. She is smitten over her man. I love the fact that Sean met her mom, even though they knew each other from the past. Sean sat down and had lunch with Mama E, and I love that Vaughn, even though he's old school. Mama Evelyn loves that. He sat down and he asked for her blessing. Just all around, this episode was real cute. Now, as far as Toni and Birdman, they're still not married to this day. So, girl, if you need a storyline, Auntie Toni, just go ahead and milk it. I'm not hating. But Birdman, you need to grow up. You need to grow up. You need to check yourself. Toni, stop making excuses for him. Maybe this is all an act, but I'm not here for it. Do I think that they're going to get married? Who knows? Do I care if they get married or not? No. As long as Toni and Birdman are happy, if they're happy with the charades, then have at it. Well, I put on my Braxton blue for y'all, as I do every week. Get down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Be sure to thumbs up the video. That gets my videos spread across these YouTube streets. Share my content. Don't keep me to yourself. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All right? Until next time, Royal Family. Peace.